up to present during our award ceremony is Mrs. Sommer. And so I will just continue to go back and forth, hoping to help navigate a little bit better. It looks like we are officially live on YouTube, so I'm going to mute very soon. But again, just wait for your cue. Oh, you're not started yet?
I'm starting it, but it's not shared yet. I'm just getting
Okay. Phew.
getting it right.
So again, so just wait for your cues there, and that'll give you a little time to hit unmute and things like that. It'll be very important that we follow the order this time. I know sometimes we're able to just hop on if someone isn't quite ready yet, but let's go ahead and follow the order so we don't miss anyone. If someone is unable to attend, I will go ahead and present for them. And we're hoping that, normally this would take about an hour and a half, but that's got students coming on and exiting. So it should only take about an hour of your time. And I really appreciate you giving us that today. So if you have any questions, go ahead and pop them up on the chat. And we're getting ready to start. We're going to share the link, and we'll probably start right around 2:05. Also, and I know some of you are going to hate me for saying this, we would love to see your faces as you are presenting your awards. So if you wouldn't mind sharing that with us, that would be great too. You don't have to right now, but when you're presenting, I would love to see your smiling face. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to comment on that. Can I be out of this meeting then? Because I got a test, I got a proctor.
Yes, I noticed Coach Trujillo is here. So yes, go proctor that test.
All right. Thank you.
Josh, do you have your email there handy? Josh, I just emailed you the YouTube link. Would you look at it and see if it comes up for you?
Yep, she's good.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Link was just sent out.
All right, good afternoon, Yellow Jackets and Jacket backers. We are excited to come to you from all over Fredonia. I have with me some very special people. These are the folks who have shared a lot of time with your student, whether it was a sport, a club, an organization, or the classroom. Every year, I really look forward to our junior high awards because it caps off a lot of work, whether it was work in the weight room, work on the volleyball court, work on the field, work in the English classroom, and so on and so forth. And so it is a really great time for us to thank you as parents for allowing us time with your child. It's a really great time for us to thank you again as parents for allowing us to push them and get the most out of them. And so today is the day where they see the fruits of all of their hard work. And so we will do this just like we would if we were sitting here at Fredonia Junior Senior High in the theater with parents snapping photos. You feel free to get a couple of pictures of your kiddo next to the computer to make sure that we document this very unique and special awards ceremony. With that being said, I'll do my best to help navigate through this. We'll talk a little bit about each award. I'm going to turn it over to your teachers, your sponsors, your coaches to talk a little bit about their season, to talk about your students, and hand out those awesome awards. Now, you're saying hand out. We're not really getting handed anything. You are correct. But when you come for your check-in on either Monday or Tuesday, we're going to hand you your awards envelope, just like you would have been handed today. We're going to hand that out on Monday or Tuesday. And in it, it will have all of your certificates that Mrs. Goff worked so hard on creating for you. It will have your letter, your pins, whatever it is you're earning today, we will hand to you on Monday or Tuesday. So we have not forgotten that either. So again, Yellow Jackets, Jacket backers, congratulations first and foremost. Today is kind of the official, unofficial last day of classes. Woohoo! So we're going to be turning in the last little bit of homework. We're going to be plotting through technology check-in, and you're going to pick up those awards. So without further ado, our first presenter, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Sommer with her Survivor Math Awards.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the assembly My Mars math, we always do survivor groups and I give awards away each 9 weeks. And for the fourth 9 weeks, it's the group that has the highest points. They could gain points through test scores, in-class competitions, review games, all sorts of different ways. And if we were in school, they would actually get a tiki cup that I will give to them once we get back to school as their prize. And the winners with 3,472 points are the Braces Bros, and that involves Carly Walters, Campbell Odell, and Ashley Frazier. Very nice job. I'm going to go ahead and continue with two other Mars Math Awards that I'm going to give away today. The first one is my most consistent student. No matter what material was thrown at this young lady, she approached it like a champion. She persisted and was determined until she fully understood the material. And she just performed at a consistent level all year long. And that award goes to Miss Layla Tyndall. Congratulations, nice job. And the next award I'm going to give away for my Mars Math is the most improved student. I had lots of students that improved all year long and made great gains, but this young lady stood out. She just went above and beyond every time, and she had her struggles. But she also had her aha moments, which was so nice to see in class. It's been fun to watch her math skills improve all year long. And that award goes to Miss Audrey Smith. So congratulations, you two. And thank you for your determination and your effort that you put forth in class.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Sommer. Moving on down the math line, new to our district this year and totally rocking it out in the classroom is Miss Dent. She has a couple of math awards for her junior, senior high students. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Dent at this time.
Hi guys. So it was kind of hard to narrow it down. I have almost the entire junior high section with their math. So with that being said, I have all of the 7th grade students, and it is a huge transition for you guys to come from the elementary up to our school, with transitioning to all your classes and stuff. So I have a couple different awards. My first is our most improved. So from where you guys started to where you guys ended, you guys really stood out to me, and I congratulate you on not only your improvement in my classroom, but overall in your studies as well. So the most improved would be Landon Miner, Shaylee Patterson, Trinity Tillery, Jayla Bunyard, Madison Smith, Cody Barton, and Aiden Brooks. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys really did improve a whole lot for me. I also do note checks. Notes are super important in the math classroom, and I have you guys take them a lot. So my best note takers were Kinley Steele, Peyton Houghton, and Charity DeBow. And for those of you that don't know, my classroom is the farthest classroom away from any of the other ones. It's all the way at the end of the building. I have all these little 7th grade students, and you guys are always running to class to try to get there on time. So I did give an always on time award for always showing up to class and never being late. That goes to Araya Flores, Emma Dinkle, Caitlin Timmons, and Kaylee Sprague. So congratulations, guys, and thank you for never being late to my class.
All right, thank you. What responsible young people you have there, Miss Dent. We look forward to having them in 8th grade and moving them on to 9th grade. So thank you, Miss Dent, for those awesome awards. Moving on down the hallway, a little closer, if you will, our English awards. And so we're gonna kick that off with Miss Gillette.
Hello, happy quarantine, everyone. Hope you're staying healthy. Two very special junior high students earned the distinction of being Most Valuable Player Award in English. And that's just because they excelled in English language arts class, pushing themselves creatively and thinking outside the box. I always looked forward to what they would come up with. So this year's MVP and English award recipients are Caitlin Timmons and Madison Bunyard. Congratulations, girls. Now I'm going to metaphorically hand the mic to Mrs. Logan, another English teacher. Hi, everybody. So I have the honor of presenting two different types of English awards. The first one is the Maya Angelou Award, and this award kind of revolves around creative writing. And so these two students that I'm going to award are always creative in the classroom, whether it is a large writing assignment, a project, or even a small assignment like a bell ringer. And so the Maya Angelou Award goes to Campbell Odell and Harley Blackwell. Congratulations to those two very bright and creative young ladies. My next award is the Top Student Award. And these two students always totally rock it no matter what we're doing in class. They always come to class with a positive attitude and they're always ready to learn. And these students are Riley Applehands and Shelby Smith. So congratulations, girls. Keep on rocking it. And then I guess moving on is Quiz Bowl. You want me to just continue? Okay, so the next award I'm going to give out is for Quiz Bowl. So this year we kind of brought back Quiz Bowl for the junior high kiddos, and we didn't have a very long season, but I had a wonderful group of kids. And this was my first year teaching, and so they really made the experience memorable for me. And so I just want to congratulate the following students that were on the Quiz Bowl team. Grace Chard, Claire Chard, Audrey Smith, Arian Schinkel, Charity Dubow, Rigby Fox, Logan Green, Eli Barnett, and Peyton Haddishelt. Congratulations to you guys. I really enjoyed having you guys on the Quiz Bowl team, and we're gonna knock it out of the park next year as long as we have a team. So congratulations, guys.
All right, we're officially moving into kind of our clubs and organizations there with our Quiz Bowl, and we were so excited to bring that team back. We even hosted our own Quiz Bowl this year, so it was a whole lot of fun. So thank you to all our awesome parents, our awesome students, and of course our awesome sponsor for making sure that we brought that back so our kids could have that wonderful memory as well. Moving on to yet another junior high organization. This is one of our civic organizations. I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Pites.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rebecca Pites, and I'm the Leo sponsor. The Leo Lions have participated in numerous community events over the last year. We have helped with homecoming, pancake feeds, concession stands, and so much more. We couldn't serve our community without our wonderful students and your help, parents. So thank you so much for all of your hard work over the past year. We really, really appreciate it. The Leo Lion Award goes to Leos that have completed 10 or more community service hours this school year. The 2020 Leo Lions Award recipients are Madison Goodman and Callista Romans. Congratulations, ladies, and thank you again so much for all of your hard work. Next up is Mr. Bowden.
All right. I have the KSE Award, and that stands for Kids for Saving the Earth. And I had a handful of middle school students that were able to help out with recycling whenever we were able to get over there and go through. Big shout out to our president, Caden Turner. I think Caden had been designated our president before we even decided to have a club. So I knew that we had to keep going because he led us through. Members in good standing are Samuel Cole, Jacob George, Rigby Fox, Brenna Harvey, Arian Schinkel, J.R. Harris, and Charlotte Jenkins.
Okay.
Thank you for all our KSE members. We're going to shift now to our Special Olympics Awards. We weren't able to participate near as much as we would like to because a lot of our events happen in the spring. We have a couple of track meets and a couple of really fun things that we enjoy taking students and volunteers too. So I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Starr, and she can talk to you about our Special Olympics team and how well they did this year.
Okay. We took several students bowling this year, and they all earned places. And so Audrey Smith, Xavier Shutt, Caden Turner, Dalton Houghton, Regan Goldbeck, and Riot Reddick will all receive Bowling Special Olympics awards.
All right, moving into the classroom, we have several awards to give for our band and choir students. So we're going to shift over to Mrs. Fisher, and she can tell you all about what our students have been involved in, how well they've done this year, and all the fun stuff she has been doing here lately. So turning it over to Mrs. Fisher.
Hello, I'm Teresa Fisher. I teach junior high choir. And my two awards I'm going to give out for choir today. The first one is Most Improved. These kids have been committed to singing, have been committed to improving and practicing, as well as being good role models in class. Those kids are Madison Bunyard, Audrey Smith, Charity DeBow, and Ashlyn Ratzliff. And then my top choir awards go to kids who go above and beyond, who do things outside of class, who go on trips, who sing at contests and all that stuff. A lot of these kids also did private lessons when we were doing online school. And those kids are Harley Blackwell, Claire Chard, Grace Chard, Rigby Fox, Aiden Hughes, Shelby Smith, Carly Walters, Oliver Willett, and Zane Sexton. And then the junior high students have the opportunity to letter, just like the high school kids. They have to get a certain number of points to letter by being involved in activities. And those kids who lettered were Grace Chard, Claire Chard, Rigby Fox, Shelby Smith, Audrey Smith, Oliver Willett, and Harley Blackwell. And since Mr. Oliphant can't be here today, I'm also going to do the band awards. And the director award for band goes to Bobby Ward and Shelby Smith. And the most improved band members are Samuel Cole and Charity DeBow. Congratulations to all of our musicians.
Thank you, Mrs. Fisher. We're going to turn it over to Mrs. Thompson. She is our Renaissance leader, and our Renaissance group is here to help some fun to school, to plan some events, but really help make sure that we focus on the academic achievements that so many of our students and our staff achieve throughout the school year. And so they make sure that we're getting as much attention from the shoulders up as we would for scoring that touchdown or winning that championship. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Mrs. T.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Camacho. I think you're all aware we are a Renaissance school, which means every student and every staff member is a member of Renaissance. And so we have Renaissance ambassadors. And these ambassadors, they help plan with the rallies, they help decide what goes on your reward cards and things like that. So at this time, I'd like to recognize our ambassadors, Claire Chard, Grace Chard, Audrey Smith, and Alyssa Houghton.
Thank you, Mrs. T. And now moving on to another organization, one of our larger junior high organizations in our school is our FCCLA group. So I'm going to turn that over now to Mrs. Evans to talk about the awesome things our students have been doing in FCCLA.
Mrs. Evans, you are muted.
Hey, I thought about that a while ago, but okay, here we go. I just want to recognize all of our FCCLA members. We had 29 very active members this year, I must say. One of our best groups of students, as well as our best officers in quite a long time. They were very active. 22 of our members either competed in a STAR event or ran for a district office. 22 out of 29 did that at district. And then we had many others go on and be successful after district. I want to recognize our officers. President Haven Ecton, Vice President Torrin Spahn, Vice President of Records Balin Spahn, Vice President of Finance Shelby Smith, Vice President of Public Relations Emma Barton, Vice President of Recreation Riley Applehands, and District Junior High Representative as an officer was Audrey Smith. The members in good standing are Elizabeth Abbey, Thatcher Cox, Cohen Frankenberry, Madison Goodman, Brenna Harvey, Gavin Miller, Madison Smith, Colin Unruh, and Oliver Willett. And many of them did a lot of great things. We had a spotlight, 2 spotlights and members of the month. And I think about every member was able to earn that from all the things that they did. I do want to shout out to all of our STAR event participants from district through nationals. We had 20 compete at district, 18 of those qualified for state, and all 18 qualified for nationals. And this year it was in a little different way. I didn't really know what Zoom was a few months ago, but we've had Zoom practices with kids in separate rooms and separate houses. We've had Zoom practices together, and they actually competed at state. Some of them that had to compete at state, they did their Zoom presentations with one judge in another town, and then we got our results. We actually just got some more results today, so I'll share that with them later. But I want to recognize all of the STAR event participants, and I do tend to take a lot of time, but I do have a page here, so bear with me. Ashlyn Ratzlaff and Emma Barton in chapter and review display. In level 1, they were the top at district, top at state and national qualifiers. Emma Dinkle and Shaylee Patterson, I want to give a shout out to these ladies. They competed at district, competed at state, and they jumped 9 points. So they had a great improvement, and they qualified for district, state, and national qualifiers. Campbell Odell and Zoe Sims in chapter service project display. They were the top team at district, the top team at state, and also national qualifiers. That group and Layla Tyndall and Riley Applehands led up our anti-tobacco, anti-vaping project. They did a lot of traveling. They went to meetings. They did some great activities for elementary school students also. And we in Fredonia were the 2020 National Student Body Middle School winner. Our chapter will receive $1,000 and a plaque to display, and that is an award that our chapter has never received. Layla and Riley competed in Focus on Children. They were the top district, top at state, and national qualifiers. Charlotte Jenkins in Food Innovations, top at district and state and national qualifiers. Torrin Spahn and Haven Ecton, National Programs in Action, top at district, state, and national qualifiers. Their project with the recognizing the military veterans and the Wall of Honor, which is just an awesome activity, and the recognition that Renaissance, and we so appreciate the band and Mr. Castile helping with that also. But that was just a heartwarming evening at a basketball game where we recognized all veterans. They won, or our chapter won, the National Community Service Middle School winner. Again, we'll get another $1,000 and a plaque to display at our school. Yes, that's a big round of applause. Aiden Hughes competed in nutrition and wellness. He was top at district, qualified for state and nationals. Shelby Smith, professional presentation, top gold at district and state and national qualifier. Audrey Smith and Jayla Bunyard, promote and publicize, top silver at district and at state and national qualifier. Balin Spahn, repurpose and redesign, gold at district and state and national qualifier. Eli Barnett and Ashton O'Neill, sports nutrition, top at district and state and national qualifiers. So let's give all these kids a big round of applause. They spent a lot of time practicing along with getting all their assignments done in this new type of learning, and I could not be prouder. We videotaped everybody and we're getting all those ready to send a link, and they'll be competing at nationals in a virtual, and we'll also attend a virtual national meeting from July 7th through July 9th. We're not sure if they'll be at their home or hopefully a little bit together by then, but we want to do something fun. And if possible, we're going to try to be there as a group and then do some other fun things. So missed a trip to Washington, D.C., but they have stuck with it, and it's the things that they've done this year. And when we talk about soft skills and helping kids be successful, some of the things that they've had to go through have really helped them. So thank you, students. Thank you, parents, for all the support. And thanks the administration for helping us get through all this too. Thank you.
All right, up next is Mrs. Sommer with our Pep Club Awards. These students help bring the energy and bring the fun to so many games. I love hearing them in the stands, whether it's at a junior high game or a high school game, as I have found they often enjoy participating in those as well. So turning it over to Mrs. Sommer with her Pep Club Awards.
All right, yes, I'm going to give away my Junior High Pep Club Awards. These are the students who were in good standing, and in order to do that, they had to attend at least half of the home football or basketball games. And we also include sixth graders in this, which sixth graders tend to be the majority of our Pep Club members because our seventh and eighth graders, a lot of them are involved in the sports. But I was very pleased. We had quite the showing this year. So we had Dylan Adams, Molly Barton, Madison Bunyard, Kaylee Cole, Cadence Compton, Araya Flores, Madison Goodman, Alora Gregg, Charlotte Jenkins, Macy Lakin, Phyllis Letterman, McKenna Richardson, Zoe Sims, Torrin Spahn, Walter Ward, Audra Gleer, Peyton Helton, Lainey Helton, and Chloe Pagash. So I thank you guys for your dedication, for getting to the games. Thank the parents for transporting them. So congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Sommer. We're going to turn it over. Along with that Pep Club, we need those Pep leaders. We call them cheerleaders. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Logan, and she is going to present our hardworking junior high cheerleaders with their awards. Mrs. Logan.
All righty. So there's a wonderful group of ladies here that took the time out of their year to cheer on our football players and our basketball players. And so to recognize our football cheerleaders, they are Riley Applehands, Claire Chard, Campbell Odell, Layla Tyndall, Balin Spahn, Kinley Steele, and Harley Blackwell. And then our basketball cheerleaders were Riley Applehands, Claire Chard, Shelby Smith, Charity DeBow, Rigby Fox, Charlotte Jenkins, and Madison Smith. So great job to all you ladies that pumped up our players and our fans in the stands. So awesome job.
All right, it looks like we're heading into our athletic teams, our athletic awards. So kicking us off is one of our fall sports leaders and coaches is Coach Robinson. Can you tell us a little about your season and your players, please?
Sure. We started off not as we wanted to. We ended up losing our first 3 matches, but after we figured out to get off the net and not let the balls drop in the middle of us, we ended up with a 4-3 record, which put us tied for second in league. So if we would have just figured it out earlier, we would have done better. Anyway, we ended up with an 89% serving for the whole A squad, and which is a 89% is pretty fantastic. Lettering were Riley Applehands, Campbell Odell, Torrin Spahn, Balin Spahn, Layla Tyndall, Charlotte Jenkins, Sydney Ashenfelter, Alyssa Houghton, Zoe Sims, Chloe Pagash, Haven Ecton, Brenna Harvey, Ashlyn Ratzlaff, and Shelby Smith. In good standings were, were Peyton Houghton, Kaylee Sprague, Lainey Houghton, Madison Smith, Kinley Steele, Jayla Bunyard, Shaylee Patterson, Grace Chard, Harley Blackwell, Araya Flores, Claire Chard, Kylane Walton, Emma Barton, Carly Walters, Brooklyn Wood, Madison Bunyard, and Megan Cowler. We had Shelby, because of injury last year, Shelby Smith was a fantastic manager. And later in the season, after Ashlyn got hurt, she ended up helping us out being manager, and Emma Barton switched over to be manager. I do encourage all the 8th graders to go ahead and move on to Mrs. Barnett, because your skills are improving greatly. And 7th graders, we're looking forward to another fantastic fun year next year. So come out and see us.
All right, thank you, Coach, and thank you to all of our hardworking volleyball players. Transitioning now from being on the court to running and logging miles, let's turn it over to Coach Beckman with our cross-country team.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and start off. My junior high group of cross-country runners always seem to impress me with the drive that they have, and I think a lot of that comes from they don't just kind of ease into it. We jump into it right on day one as they practice with the high schoolers as well. So you never know with Kansas weather what to expect. Sometimes we're running in the 90-degree heat, the wind. There's days that we ran in the rain and in the mud. And to be honest, the more obstacles, the better for us, because it just makes us better runners as well. So those that are going to be lettering are Braxton Chaplin, Aiden Hughes, Audrey Smith, Ashton O'Neill, Emmett Couch, Alexis Walker, Charity DeBow, Emma Dinkle, and Rigby Fox. Congratulations, guys, and I hope you will be out next season.
Thanks, Coach. And now on to our football awards. Grinding it out on the super hot days and the very cool evenings. I'm going to turn it over to Coach Boss to talk to us a little bit about the season and his players.
We had an interesting season. We didn't have a lot of boys out this year, but we learned a lot of life lessons together, a lot about sacrifice and teamwork, and things like time management that make your life a lot easier when you're a student athlete. We also had a great opportunity to gain experience through games. Since we didn't have a lot of kids, everybody played and everybody played a lot. By the end of the season, we only had 11 guys, so they played a lot and they gained a lot of experience, which is great because our team was mostly 7th graders. So next year should be really, really advantageous for us. The letter winners, pretty much everybody got it done this year. They showed up, they did their job, and it was really nice working with these boys. The letter winners are Evan Pagash, Hayden Lakin, Noah Jantz, Zane Sexton, Eli Barnett, Colin Unruh, Braxton Bunyard, Landon Miner, Aiden Brooks, Jacob George, Lyle Walker, and Trevor Fields. The last 3 guys are probably, don't tell the other guys, but probably the most important. Anybody who coaches knows that life's not very fun if you don't have good managers. They're worth a lot. So these 3 guys kept us going. They really took care of everything. After the first day or 2, you didn't have to tell them much, and they just got it done. We didn't have to think about those things. And those guys are Dalton Houghton, Caden Turner, and Camden Barnett. I really appreciate those guys, and I'm excited to see who comes back and what we gain for next year.
All right, thanks, Coach Boss. Okay, moving on into our winter sports arena. We're going to kick it off with boys basketball presented by Coach Nelson.
Hi, everyone. So we didn't really have a whole lot of kids that showed up for junior high boys basketball. We had 13 in total, and a lot of times Coach Barnett and myself had to kind of move quarters around to get everyone in so we could play both A and B games. And so a lot of the 7th graders got to play a lot of A team. But honestly, just these groups of kids worked really hard. We finished with a 9-5 record, and we tied for third with Caney, which honestly, the guys blew me away. They competed through adversity. That was a big thing for us this year. Just, there were games where we only had 9 kids for both A and B game, and we had to find a way to get all 9 kids in, and they worked their tails off. So for letter winners, these are the kids that played the majority of the season on the A team. And those are Emmett Couch, Ashton O'Neill, Hayden Lakin, Braxton Chaplin, Evan Bagash, Noah Jantz, Eli Barnett, and Trevor Fields. And those that left in good standing, Ben Finley, Peyton Howdeshelt, Connor Shields, and Aiden Brooks. And then finally, my manager, Brenna Harvey, she did a fantastic job. She showed up after the first few weeks, and honestly, I didn't have to worry about much after that. She did a great job. And these group of kids have a good future. So.
All right, thank you, Coach, and thank you to all of our athletes there. Moving on to now our girls basketball award winner. I'm going to turn it over to Coach Castile to tell us a little bit about his season and his players.
Good afternoon. We had a great finish to a very fun season. I saw a great amount of growth from the time we started until the time we finished. Do not want to forget to throw a shout out to Coach Beckman, who pretty well takes care of me as the season goes by. So thanks, Coach. We had, in good standing, a long list, had a lot of participation. Araya Flores, Madison Bunyard, Jayla Bunyard, Lainey Houghton, Peyton Houghton, Emma Dinkle, Chloe Pagash, Shaylee Patterson, Cadence McConnell, Haven Ecton, Harley Blackwell, and Elizabeth Abbey. Our letter winners were Grace Chard, Zoe Sims, Campbell Odell, Audrey Smith, Torrin Spawn, Valen Spawn, Sydney Ashenfelter, and Layla Tyndall. And I certainly hope to see all of you girls out for basketball again next year. And one last time, Lady Gold, Lady Black, we are the ones who attack. And I'll leave the buzz off the end because I know that irritates you. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. And now moving on to our last winter sport, which actually occurs first. It is both the longest and shortest season of the year. If you have a wrestler, follow the wrestlers, coach wrestling, then you understand what I mean by both the longest and shortest season. Coming to us from Hawaii, Coach Trujillo.
Greetings, everybody. I'll briefly start with our managers. In wrestling, managers, it's an odd thing. You get to sit around all day. You get very little thanks. You do a lot of cleanup around the room, but we can't live without our managers. Ours this year were Campbell Odell and Riley Applehands. Those two girls did an amazing job, so big thanks to them. As far as our wrestling season went, it's very short and very intense. We have 5 weeks. We've been going through, I think, 9 events. And it was really neat because every single one of our wrestlers improved, and they were all able to get at least one medal at a tournament at some point. So they all did well. Our letter winners are, Cody Barton, Braxton Bunyard, Brenna Harvey, Aiden Hughes, Keaton Ratslip, Zane Sexton, Arian Schinkel, Audrey Smith, Layla Tyndall, Caden Turner, Colin Unruh, Alexis Walker, Lyle Walker, Brooklyn Wood, and Charity DeBow. And finishing in good standing was Riot Reddick. And just the 2 quick stories I'll tell of 2 ladies because they make me laugh. Alexis Walker and Charity DeBow both came out as managers. Alexis Walker was vehemently against wrestling, and I told her randomly one day, just joking, that I had entered her in a wrestling tournament and talked to her parents, and Jess thought I was serious. I said yes, I wasn't. She came back the next day and told me she was ready to wrestle, so we got her out. That was hilariously awesome for her. And Charity DeBow got to be a manager about 3 weeks. Really enjoyed watching the wrestling, getting to be involved a little bit. So she talked to her parents, came out, and got to wrestle for the first time in her life. So it's great to have those 2 ladies out and all those young men and women. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coach. moving on down the list here, we have what's called the Floyd Phillips Award, and this award is given out for those students who are in the strength and conditioning classroom. We do offer that to our junior high students and have for a few years now. So they have the option of being in PE or being in strength and conditioning, or for some of them, both. And so Coach Swati normally gives this award out. He's unable to be with us, unfortunately, today. He is on the road traveling. And so I have the great pleasure of giving the Floyd Phillips Award out. And again, these are to two students who show up every day in the weight room, not necessarily the strongest or can bench press the most, but students who have shown great gains and model behavior within that weight room and work to better themselves each and every day. And those students who were selected for the Floyd Phillips Award are Grace Chard and Nathaniel Lewis. Great job, students. Thank you for all your hard work. I am now going to shift over to our Student Council Awards to Mrs. Robert. Mrs. Robert, the floor is yours.
Okay, like Mrs. Camacho said, the group I'm here to recognize is our student council. The main thing these guys have chosen to really focus on the past couple of years is organizing and putting together a super fun fall and spring party for all their peers. I would say they were very successful in their fall party and was sad that they didn't get the opportunity to carry out their plans for their spring party because they definitely had a lot going on. It was going to be a ton of fun. The leaders of this group were President Riley Applehands, Vice President Zoe Sims, Secretary Campbell Odell, and Treasurer Layla Tyndall. The other Stuco members were Madison Bunyard, Lainey Houghton, Charlotte Jenkins, Emma Barton, Arian Schinkel, Madison Goodman, Aiden Hughes, Jacob George, Valen Spahn, Oliver Willett, Grace Chard, Claire Chard, and Audrey Smith. Several of those 8th graders are going to go on and help be leaders next year with the high school, and I'm anxious to see those 7th graders carry on and help lead the junior high. So thanks for all the fun that you guys created this year, guys.
Yes, a huge shout out to Mrs. Robert and our Stuco for keeping school fun and keeping us rolling. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Castile one more time, and then we'll get ready to recognize our junior high Rotary. So first, Mr. Castile, and then we'll talk a little bit about our junior high Rotary. Mr. Castile.
Leave it up to me to leave somebody out. Two of the first people I should have mentioned would have been Emma Barton and Ashlyn Ratzliff. And I can't let this program go by without shout out to those two girls too. And my apologies. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thank you, ladies, for keeping Coach in line. See what happens, managers, when you're not here to poke Coach along. So anyways, moving on, we had a brand new group this year really get their feet wet and jump into doing some things around our school and our community. I always love a civic organization and teaching our kids not to just give back to our school and our teachers and our families, but the importance of giving to our community. And Mrs. Starr took on organizing and sponsoring our junior high Rotary Club. So I'd like to turn it over to Mrs. Starr to recognize those awesome junior Rotarians.
Right there. Okay, so this year we started our new club, like Mrs. Camacho said, and we did some cleanup and helped pack some macaroni and cheese and stuff like that. Our 7th grade Rotarians are Audrey Smith, Charity DeBow, and Alexa Abbey. And Charity and Alexis are also 7th grade representatives. Our 8th grade Rotarians are Sydney Ashenfelter and Brooklyn Wood, and both of those ladies are representatives for the 8th grade.
All right. Thank you again to all of our coaches, our sponsors, our organization leaders, of course, to our students and our parents for all that you do to make school fun and for you understanding that school just can't be about reading, writing, and arithmetic. There are things to be learned in FCCLA. There are things to be learned in junior high cheerleading. There are things to be learned on the practice field. And so I appreciate you giving us those extra hours, if you will, with your students. And we really enjoy them. And I know I can speak for lots of coaches when I say we're really missing the track season and watching those kids excel yet again on the field. So thank you, parents and students. I have the great honor of giving you these final awards. These final awards are earned by your student and oftentimes voted on by your teachers. These awards really represent your students' work ethic, their respect, their citizenship, and what we see up and down the halls, not necessarily what's in the grade book. And so again, it's my great honor to give these awards out. First and foremost is our Perfect Attendance Award. And this award goes to students who have missed one or fewer days. And I'm sure you're saying, perfect, one. I understand that sometimes kids have appointments or things along those lines. And so we give that kind of one free day for that to happen. And so these students who will be receiving their Perfect Attendance Awards are Charity Dubois, Rigby Fox, Peyton Houghton, Arian Schinkel, Caitlin Timmons, Charlotte Jenkins, Trinity Tillery, Peyton Helton, Dalton Houghton, Landon Miner, Shelby Smith, Colin Unruh, Isaac Valentine, and Alexis Walker. Come rain, shine, snow, or the flu, these kids showed up. So thank you, students. It did not go unnoticed. Round of applause for them. We also have a really fun award that floats around, and it is Homeroom of the Year. And I just have to say, the longtime champ has been dethroned. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Mrs. Evans, she wears that crown proudly. And it's a hard win when you can outdo the queen of the homeroom. And so it is a huge congratulations to these hardworking sponsors and kids who participated, who brought goods, who dressed up, and who just had an all-around great time with their homeroom. You know I love you, Mrs. Evans, but this year's winners of the Homeroom of the Year are Mrs. Thompson and Mrs. Pelton. Great job, kids, sponsors. Thanks for having fun with us and scoring all those points. Awesome job. The next award I get to give out is the Bliss Award. And this award was started by longtime middle school principal, Mrs. Fitzmaurice, and Bliss was her longtime therapy dog and a hallway monitor. And so this award was created for Bliss. This award is given to a student who is recognized for making a commitment to improve academically, a willingness to make changes that will contribute to her future, and has the heart to persevere. And this year's Bliss Award winner is Grace Chard. Great job, Grace. We're very proud of you. The next award we have is the Tanner Kaler Community Service Award. And the Tanner Kaler Award, again, is voted on by your staff, and it goes to a student who shows reverence and respect for the flag of the United States of America and the national anthem at all times. They actively participate in service and they assist others. They encourage others towards service by a cheerful approach and a positive attitude. And they take a particular interest in making others feel welcome to the school or our group. And the Tanner Kaler Award goes to Claire Chard. Congratulations, Claire. Of course, earlier this week on the Buzz, you saw that we had a couple of American Legion Award recipients. Commander Larry Ward was with me to help present those amazing awards, a beautiful certificate and a medal to our 8th grade students, Zane Sexton and Torrance Spawn. So thank you so much, students, for all you do to represent our school in a positive manner. And lastly is our Citizenship Award. And again, voted on by our staff. The criteria for the Citizenship Award is respect, and that they show respect for the flag at all times, our national anthem and the Constitution. They show respect for students, school, and community. They respect both public and private property. They show respect for student and adult leaders, and they demonstrated tolerance and respect for beliefs. They are responsible. They work to build school pride. They display good sportsmanship, and they are friendly towards new students and encourage them to be involved. And lastly, reverence. They show reverence, concern, and respect for the well-being of all other students. And so our citizenship award this year goes to Claire Chard and Aiden Hughes. Congratulations, students. All right, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in and being a part of our awesome Junior High Awards Assembly. I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Don't forget about your technology and textbook check-in on Monday or Tuesday. Finish strong and go Yellow Jackets. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today.